Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fucking active. Yes, sir. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, King.
No Free Game Podcast. I am your humble, gracious host, King Solomon. And to my right, the only man Muhammad Ali ever feared.
Ha!
Mike Tyson saw this man and decided to change his life and become a God-fearing man.
I love it.
Rudy Giuliani called and said, "There's only one man I respect more."
Rudy, you owe me that fucking $50 for that bet we had, you cocksucker.
The Big Juice Show. Let's make some noise for the Big Juice Show. My humble host here.
Thank you, King. I'm glad to be back. It feels good.
Yeah, man, we took a little bit of time all getting life together and shit. Shout out to everybody who's been following us and watching us on YouTube.
Thank you.
All the podcast websites. If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and follow. Hit the little bell shit. I'm learning that's what all the YouTube people say, so we're getting on that wave next. Yeah, the bell shit. When you get we'll talk about it. Anywho, as we do every time we get together, we always got to do a vibe check, mental health check. So my friend,
yes.
how are you? How have you been? Where are you at? What's going on?
Man, I was fighting that donkey, yo. I was fucking, everybody say it's COVID. I was fucked up. I knew it was over, yo.
You were sick?
Yeah, like two or 3 weeks ago, because we took a little break, so it was one of those weeks, and I knew it was over, yo.
You seen Jesus?
I don't know. If Jesus is a little Hindu nigga with dreads, that's what but I was going through delirium too, kid. I was fucked up. I was like, I'll never call out work. I had to call out. I was like, I can't.
You know, it's funny.
Shit.
I kind of felt the same way when I did get my COVID. Wait, so did you have COVID?
Yeah, so I never actually had a positive COVID test. I took the fucking at-home shit. Mm-hmm. That's like a pregnancy test.
So you know, who knows?
Who knows, yo? Whenever I take the shit, it's like, are you good?
Yeah, nah, I knew I had COVID because I don't get sick too often, but when I did get it, I instantly knew because I was like, oh, I'm sick. Like my back hurt. I had a crazy headache. Like I was tired and I didn't even do nothing. Like
so
I was
had
like,
a headache.
Oh, an intense migraine. Like I get migraines anyway, but I had probably the worst migraine I ever had in my life.
I'm just starting to get them. So within the last week or so, they've kind of got better. But I was just like, yo, because I don't really get migraines and shit like that unless I'm hungry or really tired. And the back shit. That's I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, you might have the vid. Shout out to Hey, shout out to the Big Juice Show surviving
it.
Surviving the vid, surviving monkeypox. We the surviving shit in 2022.
How are you though? What
man, you know, I'm good, brother. I'm good.
You look clean.
Yo, man, a lot of moving around. You know, as we discussed the last time we spoke, I'm now an engaged man, so we're going through the process of going through like wedding venues and engagement parties and like all the whole nine, who we inviting and who we not inviting. And that's actually a great segue for a couple things. So first off, I don't even have this written down, but talking about it, I kind of now want to bring it up. So when I was going through my list of people, right, I would say we're trying to do like a 200-person wedding, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big wedding, right? I really wanted to do like 100 max and like 50-50, but she has a huge family. Huge family. So she said, nah, like she said, like just her family number made up like 60 or 70, just family.
God damn.
I was like, damn. So I was like, I bet. So I'm like, all right. I was like, no, what? I can still match it. Cool. But then I realized as I was going through the process, I probably had like maybe, I don't know, I would say like 40 family members and like probably 20 like good, close friends. Like friends who, you know, I definitely have to invite these people.
Motherfuckers grew up with, seen, you like for the rag.
Right. So we had 60, right? So I had to figure out the other 40. So my question to you is, when is your time? And if it ever becomes your time,
we'll get there.
Will you allow the fluff friends to go? Like, if you're able and God willing, you know, you have a wedding that's pretty large as well, and you have to fill numbers. Will you consciously feel good inviting fluff? Because that's where I'm at right now. I don't know if I even want to invite the fluff.
To celebrate something so monumental, right?
Yeah, like
in your life.
Like, and it's not, and I say fluff.
Well, yeah, what's the criteria for those
So
niggas?
like fluff are like the people, like we out, oh, it's my man's, cool. But you never really hitting them to go out.
After that night.
You feel me?
Oh, you just happen to see the nigga.
Like, yeah, like, oh, you with, or
no,
like you with so-and-so. You feel me? Like, oh, I'm here with X, Y, and Z. Oh, my man's, bet. What's up, bro? But like you never, there's no texting. There's no really checking up on each other. You see him once every 2-3 months because you outside that week. Those are the people that I consider fluff. So even if you had the ability to, would you invite the fluff?
No.
That's kind of
because I don't want you niggas to eat my free prime rib. I don't want you niggas to dip the fucking asparagus tips in that tasty ass garlic butter. You take your fucking broad to fucking Roadhouse, you go to Applebee's and get your fucking boneless wings you've been doing. You don't get to see my lady at her most beautiful moment. No. Because whenever it's shots, when we see the fluff out, it's shots, like, oh, shot, yeah, where my shot
They the first to jump onto the shot with you.
And then you turn around like, oh, nigga gone. Nigga gone like a fucking superhero. Like one of them niggas in Watchmen.
Niggas turn back to Clark Kent so fast when it's their turn for the shot trade.
Where the bro? Like, nah, no. I don't want you being weird. Pushing up on one of my aunts or one of my female cousins.
And that's the other thing, right? Like, I don't even know how this fluff is gonna react in this type of environment.
Yes.
Because the fluff hasn't met my family. Fluff certainly hasn't met her family. So I don't even know.
Respect now?
You feel me? So like, I don't even know how the fluff gonna react to different, because like I know how my family are, and I don't know if the fluff gonna say something wrong to the wrong cousin.
Yeah.
Or if her family talked to the fluff and they say something wrong to the fluff. Now the fluff mad.
And you vouch for them because it's obviously on your part.
Because I invited the fluff. So now I feel like
your marriage off like that.
You feel me? Like now I feel like, damn, I ruined my old wedding for inviting fluff. So that's where I'm at. I'm in a very gray area. But even deeper than that, this whole process has made me really do like a deep dive or like inner thoughts on like my friends and what I actually know about my friends. So now I want to bring this next question up to you. And this is one I actually have written down. What details do you actually know about your friends? And when I say what details, I mean, do you know their first, last, middle name or first, middle, last name? Do you know what their favorite color is?
Damn.
Do you know what their favorite hobby is? Do you know what their like and does it matter?
So it's a few niggas I couldn't tell you very much about, but I've known niggas for 10 plus. And that's the crazy thing. So
go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
And I don't know if that's just cause King, you know it's so many different dynamics to where a friendship is based off of. Because we've got friends who I've known since damn near more than half my life. I met 13, 14 years old. And I don't really know too much about outside of how we kick it. Like, their family.
Yeah.
Let's say I know my niggas might have sisters and brothers. I don't know their names.
So, and it's funny because me and my lady always got into arguments because she always says, like, I call everybody my friend. And I'm like, well,
my lady does.
And they're like, well, they my friend. All right. And then she's like, all right, what's their last name? It's my man. So, like,
That's my man.
So like.
But she probably has a very close-knit group of friends, though.
So she does. She does. And even with my friends, she has the ones that, she don't necessarily, I probably only one or two people she dislike, but like for the most part, like she even has the people in my friend group that she fucks with. But she knows probably more of those details than I do.
Okay.
So I guess my thing, like my overall thing here is it weird that we don't know inner details of some of our closest friends? Like, I could probably, I'll use real life
because we're
example.
men, though?
I use real life example. I've known you since we were 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade, something like that, right? And I know your last name. I'm not gonna say it on the pod, but I know your last name. But when she asked me, I forgot. And I said, damn, that's my fucking man. And then when we saw you, we were out together, me and my lady saw you, and I know she mentioned it to you, and you told her. And I was like, damn it, I knew it. I knew that was the nigga last name. I just forgot.
It's crazy because you asked me before and said it.
And I was like, I know and I knew I knew it.
I think it's because you
and
was
I just
on
forgot.
the spot.
Because when's the last time I've ever said your last name? Like, what environment would I even need to say your last name for the most part?
I think that's because we're men. I think.
So is that a man thing?
Because what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not doing like an obituary. I'm not reading a eulogy. Like, what the fuck? I'm not telling on the, yeah, that's John, da-da-da-da-da. Like, so it's like, yo, that's my man's, da-da-da, this, that, and the third. I don't really, it's some niggas, bro, I don't know how old they are.
Some, honestly, and so I don't even know if this is just an age thing. Like, for me, once we all kind of passed, I would say 27, 28, everybody the same age to me.
Same age.
We all 30.
Especially if we all been around each other for a certain amount of time.
And I think it's gonna be that way for me. I'm gonna use everything by like intervals of 5. So everyone's gonna be 30 till they hit 35. Then I'm just gonna call everybody 35 till they 40. Then we all just like I don't envision myself tracking ages anymore.
Nope.
And I don't even know if that's a good or bad thing. I don't know if me not knowing any real intimate details about my friends is a good or bad thing. Because
But how intimate are we trying to get? Like, I just need to know.
I don't know.
If you gonna hold me down.
So that
right, if you gonna hold me down. If it's some shit like the boys pull us over and shit, and I gotta look at you and you look shaky like.
No, fact. So
like, oh, damn, this nigga know my last name. Fuck. Excuse me, officer. Mr. Nigga. I should have never told this nigga you know what I mean? And you might know that nigga 15 years. I mean, another nigga only like 7 years.
So like that, and that's the thing, right? It's characteristics that matter to me.
Yes,
it's your character that matters. I don't really know people's hobbies. I don't really know what people like or dislike. I don't really know. But I do know, as you said, if we get pulled over, I know who's going to tell on me.
Yes.
And I know who's going to sit there
is that still your
and
friend?
ride this out.
Is that still your friend? See, that's the thing, too.
The teller? I don't. So I'm not going to say his name out here. But take a guess who you think, in your brain, take a guess who you think would be the teller. Because I know who and when I say teller, I mean, not like, weed's legal now in Jersey, but, back in the day when you was getting pulled over some weed, right? Everybody knew, like, if it's a J or something, no one's doing hard time. No, like, you know what I'm saying? We're not doing 30.
You might just get pulled out the way.
Yeah, we might, go through the nonsense, whatever, right? I think in that scenario, that's the person I'll talk about who probably will sing like a canary. Now, I think if something hits a fan, like we talking real time, I don't think that person would say nothing. But if it's something silly or little, just think of the name, and he my mans.
Yeah.
And I think he'll sing like a canary. That makes sense. Now, with that being said, that is the only friend that I think that about.
But you trust this individual.
I do. I do because of time of service.
That's another thing. Because of time of service, excuse me, I've realized that through all the years, who to do what around.
Yes.
Who to also put in certain situations and circumstances. It's like a basketball team. I got my big man, I got my guard, I got my nigga who just want to shoot, I got my nigga who roughing niggas up. So it's like, I ain't, if I'm Steph and I can't get off the screen, I ain't just about to throw the ball to Draymond 5 seconds left and like, all right, he gonna nail this bitch.
That's your fault.
Fuck it, I'm pulling it.
That's your fault.
It's my fault. So now at this age, I gotta know who's the actual fluff when we writing these lists down. Now everything comes down to fluff. My man's fluff. So it's like, damn, I ain't seen this nigga in a minute. I got me about to go grab. Should I put him in the whip?
So
like, shit. And then he like, yeah, my nigga, let's go. I'll be right back.
So that's the thing, and I think as men, like I said, right? I think as old men, because you know the Gen Z men these days.
That's the one after us.
I can't relate. The after ones,
these euphoria niggas.
It's hard. Yeah, the euphoria men.
Yeah.
Listen, I have no problem with it. Do your thing. I just don't think those type of men are for me. As people that like I can rock with, right? So with that said,
no loyalty.
The people that I do rock with, right? I think as I said earlier, characteristics are more important. So as you alluded to, right? I know who's gonna be my Draymond and set all my screens.
Yes.
I also know who's gonna be Jordan Poole. And every time I pass on the ball, I'm never gonna see it again.
Get loose. Yeah. You gotta know.
So like I know now, I may not know my Draymond's last name. I may not know my Draymond's favorite color, but I know if I'm about to go 2-on-2 or 5-on-5, I know Draymond on my team.
Somebody getting a bloody nose, and it ain't on my team.
You feel me? So I just, this whole process made me realize, you know, just
who's who.
That and almost how easy it is to find friends as men.
We're simple.
Like I've always said this. I think men who don't have long-term friendships are weird. Like if I meet a dude and he can't tell me, oh, this is my man from high school, and for my college people, oh, that's my man from since college. You don't got none of those type friends. I don't know if I can rock with you. There's something. You are the issue. In my mind, you're the red flag.
Yeah. You're probably a sociopath.
Something. You can't be trusted. You might be a rat.
Something.
You might sell me out when women are around. You know those dudes who all of a sudden become Kevin Hart because there's a lady in the room.
Nigga don't do no comedy, no.
Now all of a sudden you're a magician because women are in the room. Now you want to show tricks.
Yeah. Oh my God, those niggas, bro. So is the difference with those guys and like what is the difference with men and women? In because women, it's like when they going out with a new group of females, it's like
there's no such thing,
right? It's a CIA.
No, you know how hard,
like,
bro. You know how hard it is, and this is going off of seeing my lady and her friends. Shout out to my little sister and her friends. Like, they put you through FBI investigations before they consider being friends. Like, there is no such thing as like, background check. Like, he's cool, I can fuck with him, let's rock out some more. That don't happen with women. Like, the woman, like, has to go through, like, a series of, like, unannounced, or unknown tasks and trivia questions and, like, you know, like a damn, what's that shit? What's the shit called? A treasure hunt.
100%. You gotta walk to Brooklyn.
And go to Junior's. Get
the. I need you to get the Russian pastries. What? But not at this store.
You gotta go to Junior's across the bridge.
Like, but you can only take a scooter. a manual school.
And,
Like, what?
And I bet I have a fork.
Babe,
like
why you
feel
doing
me?
that?
And so, and I don't even know if that's a good or bad thing.
I don't know, because I think it's diabolical on both ends. Because while you want like females, like at this age too, I find it weird to be so cliquey. I get it. Me, I like you said, I got my mans, and we've been rocking together for years. And then, but like when I get it, you gotta click for this, you gotta click for that. But with men, it's like, oh, like you doing the golf shit. I'll come.
Yo, even with the golf job, I'm going out with my man's brother. Like, I got other people who I probably never really hung out like that. Oh, now we got something in common. We can go. But like,
exactly.
I'm not on something like, nah, I don't really hang out with you, so you can't come.
I think it's the commonalities with men.
You like that too? Cool. Let's do it. Oh, you do it? All right, fuck it. Cool. Let's. Maybe I might like you. I don't know. Like, men are way more willing to give other men a shot than women are with other women.
I think it's because we really know the hardships and the lack of credit men get, period. Like you talked about.
Tell him again. That shit was so good, I couldn't say nothing. Tell him again.
The hardships and the lack of credit men just get day in, day out. Bust your back. You got to build the fucking parking complex with your bare hands and shit. You got the whole shit. Like, and then you come home 7 minutes late after you were picking up dinner and your lady's on you. So where were you? I put this tracker in your engine. You didn't know.
The tracker turned it off. How you know?
What is the fuck? You do a track? Well, you said you wanted me to pick up the Peruvian food.
But it's funny because women, again, I don't want to talk for all women, and I hope people can understand that there is nuance to this, right? We're talking just through our own experiences. And through my experiences and the women that I've seen interact with other women, they are just as bad to their female friends as they are to their mans.
Really?
Like, oh, why don't you answer my phone call?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, where were you? Why I didn't get the invite?
They need an explanation.
Yeah, and it's like, think about how many times we find out, some of our friends were hanging out together, others weren't. Some people may know, but like, okay, who's coming out like, oh, bro, no one invited me? Like, oh, bro, like who's really?
It's a few homies I got like that.
But and to me, that's weird.
It's a little weird.
To me, it's weird. Why I gotta invite you to everything that I'm doing?
But why do I have to explain it?
That I didn't, nigga, I didn't invite you.
And here's the thing. Now when I'm moving around like the motherfucking Pink Panther and I can't send out texts, I'm getting ready.
Now you gotta know what chat to put it in.
Yeah.
You scared, because
you go through the chat. He's in this one. Okay, penguins and cranberries. He's not in this one. Like, what the fuck? Like, but then I'm like, yo, my nigga, you met those niggas twice.
You feel me?
He was like, yeah, but I'm saying they was cool and shit, because remember we was playing pool at the... Bro, he wasn't even really playing pool. He was sitting down watching the Packers. Like, I don't know. I think men are just simple with that dynamic, because it's just the commonalities and like what are your interests? Oh, word, we can kick it. And then when you do some weird shit and I just like met you or we just were acquaintances, it's like, oh, I probably can't ride with this nigga.
Yeah, but it don't be nothing even need to be said. Like, all right, bro, now you just know he probably not, like, I'm good. If I find out he's there, I'm good. But I don't gotta say nothing to you. No need that. We cool. We still cool. I just.
So, are you having trouble still on the fluff side of the list? Like,
I mean, it's there just because, we do need to fill the space to try to get the venues that we're looking for. So it is what it is. Okay. And at least in my eyes, the fluff that I did invite, for the most part, I can say, in my experiences with them, I haven't noticed any erratic behaviors that would really scar me, but
or be a red flag to where like,
yeah, like I can't even. But it's definitely been an interesting process. But so during all this, some big news dropped that we haven't got a chance to touch on. The feds are after Donnie.
I heard.
The feds are after Donnie Trump. If you have not heard by now, because you either live under a rock or just don't pay attention to politics, the feds ran down on Donnie Trump's crib in Florida.
I was heartbroken.
His Mar-a-Lago crib in Florida. And no matter if you like Trump or not, if you're Republican or Democrat, I think all of us have to realize this is some wild shit. And wild shit to like, we can go through like all the American presidents. Nobody outside of maybe Nixon.
Nixon. Who else?
Really, that's the only one. I mean, I'm not no historian.
Because Nixon, they got him the fuck out, right?
And they got him out, but he actually resigned before they got him out. But regardless,
he did.
Yeah, he resigned. But regardless, I'm no historian, but I can't think of a modern day president or ex-president that got their spot rated in America. So
I don't think so. They crib, right?
So let me ask you this. Does any of this matter to you as someone who can vote?
No, but I'm like, the shit just look crazy. The nigga was the president. Now y'all raiding him. So it's like, damn. Y'all already let him, he already did the job. So you wait, but does it look crazier if you raid him while he the president? So that's where I'm just like,
so
shit.
I do know some MAGA people, and I do not talk politics, actually. Let me be very, very clear. I don't talk politics to anybody really, unless unless we're close. Like, you're someone who I know I can express, say my ideas, you say ideas, and no one's gonna judge each other. Outside of that, I don't talk about politics. But with that being said, I don't think any of this stuff really affects voters. But then, and at the same breath, what will then?
And like, all right, political party, or in the scheme of things, because the Democrats would be like, see, I knew he was
so I think if you are someone who really rides in politics, you're a little weird to me. Because and not even like,
and not a politician,
like,
right?
To me, like, just me personally, you're weird. Just because I think politics is all mind control.
100%.
Period.
Same shit.
So to me, if you're just diehard or whatever, just blindly, I bleed, whatever, I just see you as kind of brainwashed and don't really want to talk politics with you. Not to say you're brainwashed overall, just in this subject. So that means I can't really just I can't have a logical conversation with you. So I'm going to exclude those people. I'm going to exclude all the super liberals and all the super conservative. I'm just going to exclude those. I'm talking about
the casual,
the normal person. The person who, when it's time to vote every 4 years, they figure it out. Or if, you have a midterm election in your state, you decide to pay attention. I'll talk about those guys.
I think, honestly, it only, for a certain age, no. But I think because every 4 years, like you said, or whatever, you're able to vote and shit. So it's a new demo. And I think the younger demographic, they probably like, oh, this is a shit show. And that's where it can backfire.
I guess my main thing is, like, where is the line for any of these politician dudes? Like, where is the line where we all just like, all right, this is fucked up. Like, this has gotten too much. Like, what would somebody have to do where we as a people be like, all right.
So I'm gonna say this. For me, it wasn't Trump. That shit was a laugh riot. The nigga was entertaining the shit. It was like reality. It was like the Kardashians. For me, my limit is Biden falling off his bike. America, we can't have that shit. They like Trump wilded it up. At least he was grabbing his dick, thugging. This old nigga is still on a bike.
Hold on. We're going to touch on Biden a little bit later, because I will let you know Biden may have just bought my vote. But regardless, all jokes aside, though, and is there a limit? That's a better question. Is there a limit to where we actually care? Like, is there a limit? Like, let's say Trump really just goes and shoots somebody in Times Square.
Oh, president or not president? Like what? Like
not president. Let's say him right now. Let's say him right now shoots somebody in Times Square, and then after that,
see, that's the thing.
Let's say he goes through his trial and he still tries to run for president. Will you care as a voter?
Me, no. To be honest, like, cause he's not in the presidency anymore, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's cause you're not in office, right? But I mean, they allow niggas to run. Kanye ran. like that's one thing. That's one thing. Running and then actually winning it for me. So for me, it doesn't, like you said, because I'm in politics, like understanding what the overall gist is, like what each side is trying to serve me. I'm not like picking a side like like, that's weird. Aren't we supposed to make the country better as a whole? So that's what, like you said, like I'm not brain fucked like that. Like, nigga, it's all the same shit, just look different. McDonald's and Burger King, both fast.
No, it's really just people arguing which one's better, a McDonald's, a McChicken or original chicken. That's really what we're arguing here.
That's what we're arguing. You will both stroke the fuck out.
Both are killing you tomorrow.
Both are killing you tomorrow.
So both aren't real chicken. So
how do you feel about the whole raid though? Like for the whole 4 years leading up, it was like this nigga this and that. They gonna run down, and they actually ran down.
So to be honest with you, it just reminds me of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and I think the problem, because I do think people should care about this. To be honest, I think people should care and only care to the fact of like, and I said this from the beginning, I don't want my president being me. Like, I don't want my president to just be Joe Schmo. Like, to me, then what's the point of even having a president? Like, what's the point? Like, if we can't put somebody
that a little more.
So if we can't put somebody if we can't put somebody to run this country, and anybody who like has a half a brain understands the president doesn't really run the country. There's so many other factors and things like that. But if this person is our megaphone, right, to the world and just to the people at large, I at least want the guy or girl or the person to at least have some type of respectability. Right? Like, think of all of the great empires and nations and all these places that ran different areas of the world throughout history, right? Okay. Just think of all the great leaders that you could think of. Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, whoever, right? All these historical figures that we all know, whether it's for good things, bad things, whatever, right? They were all people who can be the spokesperson and represented their area with dignity to an extent. Now, obviously it depends who you're asking, right? Because if you are on the opposite side of the person, you'll just completely disagree. But enough people, because history has shown
criteria to be a leader, more or less.
But history has shown the people that really survive, right? So, like, I think, and people are going to go, because you're black, but I think Obama, in 50 years, will be one of those presidents that we talk about. Abe Lincoln, I mean, however you feel about Abe Lincoln.
Okay.
Roosevelt, however you feel about Roosevelt. Nixon, however you feel about Nixon. Clinton, however you feel about Clinton. These are all presidents that in 50, 60, when our kids are old and ancient, those names are still going to stick out to them.
Yes.
Right?
They were able to hold that seat, those political leaders.
Now,
what you're saying.
Now, Donnie may still go down as that, but I just feel like he has just made, I think he's made the whole being the president thing such a sideshow that I think Joe Biden could have done the greatest, he could be the greatest president of all time and still get the shit he is. Like, I think going forward, at least for the next couple presidents, this is going to be the case because Donnie has literally reduced that whole title to the guy next door. And I think that's my biggest issue with the whole thing. Like, come on, son. You're getting raided because you don't want to return documents? And then some people are like, well, why are they even chasing him? Hillary. Bro, that's not like, that's like telling a toddler who just burned down the house, oh, well, how come when you let him watch YouTube?
Yeah.
To learn how, like, no, nigga, the nigga that burned, that don't excuse. You blaming YouTube? That don't excuse the little stupid nigga who just burned down the house?
Nah, that nigga, he probably gotta go to juvie for a little bit. But see, I think I think it's this, King. I think this is Donald Trump. Though, how can I put it? What we're watching now is the Lakers without Kobe. Somebody had, you feel me? Like, the Lakers with Kobe was Obama. Like, that's like, God damn, these niggas good. These niggas running it out. Obama's, he out there.
And even during the bad years, even though those bad Lakers years, you knew what though?
You getting 81.
You turned into a Laker game because of why?
The Mamba.
Because you know if all else fails, the Mamba was gonna be there.
And
the Mamba was always going to be there to hold it down.
He putting it on your fucking head. And then now it's like you got fucking D'Angelo Russell.
Now you're trusting little kids and like there and that's
Julius Randle blow it 2 minutes in the
honestly,
first game.
that is such a good analogy. Because you're right.
But see, here's the thing. Somebody has to continue to move the needle until we can get back to regularity. Because Trump was up there talking about COVID. I'm drinking Diet Coke and bleach.
Yo,
like,
bro,
it's
that stuff. And it's just the pure ridiculousness that really just gets me about Trump. And it's not even the politics, not the stuff that he says.
Yeah.
It's the just clown show. It's the clown show that comes with Donald Trump.
The irony is he was the first nigga in office. That's the irony, America. The niggas on Air Force One eating KFC.
Like, yo, man.
He was thugging. He wasn't paid. Everything they was like, oh, you can't let a black man in office. He was the black man.
Bro.
It was right.
Donald Trump is a Nigerian scammer.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, he got his bitch in Birkin.
Yo, Donald Trump.
She was a call girl.
Donald Trump.
The first lady was a prostitute, right? Is that too far?
Donald Trump.
It's on list crawler.
Is every Nigerian on Flatbush that been scamming and credit card stealing for years.
Nigga wearing plastic Gucci trying to convince me it's Dapper Dan. What do you mean, my nigga? I'm fly? like that's him. That's him. Like, and it's crazy because when you get back to regularity, just like going through the door, the earlier stages where we had with Biden and shit, he's not really doing a terrible job. I mean, it was such a shit show. It's like when you gotta do spring cleaning and you clean out all the shit in the attic and you move it from one place to another. You're like, yo, what the fuck? It's like, yo, my nigga, like we clean it. That's where we're at. But so much went on. In those 4 years, it seemed like 40 years.
Yo.
So it's not a quick fix.
Yo, I say that all the time.
It's not.
Those 4 years felt so long, bro.
It was, what was he, 16 to 20?
16 to 20.
That was it?
That's it.
Yo, it felt like I grew up with Obama. Like, we were younger and shit, but it felt like a nigga was in, like, grammar school. Like,
I mean, we did 8 years with Obama. And Obama we did 8 years with Obama. Damn. And nobody ever really got the Obama fatigue.
It was a great time. I wasn't worried about condoms.
People didn't even,
monkeypox is around.
Yo,
condoms Obama.
The only time you really heard or spoke about Obama was if you were one of these political nuts. If you were an everyday person, you weren't even thinking about Obama. You weren't sitting like, yo, and that's again my issue with this whole thing is Trump was a clown. By him being a clown, the rest of the circus
They came to
right? The Democrats and everybody else who wanted to do. The rest of the circus got involved. Now we have Ringling Brothers for 4 years.
Yeah.
Now Ringling Brothers finally broke up, or we thought so, and now they're doing sideshows. And again, I'm not even necessarily saying, oh, they should have left him alone, because what he's doing is crazy. You can't have top secret files in your laundry, in your boxer drawer, talking about I'm the president, I can declassify anything.
That shit crazy, yo. That's the shit that I was like, yo, this nigga.
And then people are really running with this as if like that's a logical response.
No, it's not. It's not. And what's wild is like we also haven't seen. At least it was Nixon who was doing the shade. It was the Watergate shit. That was Nixon, right?
Yeah.
So at least he was trying to sneak around and shit. Trump will go to a press conference and be like, aliens, I'm bidding the papers.
Trump instead he goes, yeah, I had the papers. I declassified them. It's all good. I said it declassified, so now it's declassified.
We never.
That's what he said.
Yeah, we never.
That's basically what he said. No, I said it declassified. So what do you mean? I'm the president. I just say they're declassified, so now they're. No, yo, a 2-year-old understand that don't make no sense.
Oh shit!
Like this is the clown show that I'm talking about. A toddler, a first grader. If you tell a first grader, listen, first grader, you can have the cookies, but you have to let your mom and dad know.
That's it.
You can have the cookies.
Tell mommy.
You have to tell mommy. The first grader understands if he takes the cookie and goes, oh, well, I told grandma, that don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
Because who told you nothing about grandma?
Nobody.
And the little kid gonna stare at you, wide-eyed and scared, knowing he's about to get his ass beat. Because he knows what just came out of his mouth don't make no sense. And that's where we are with Trump.
Yeah, he the little.
He the first grader who told grandma and is confused why he's getting his ass beat.
While he has a book bag full of fucking cookies.
That's it. That's all. I just, you know what? I'm not.
That's
even,
where we're at.
I'm not even the political guy. I hate.
That's where we're.
Now we're genuinely
up
hate
cookie residue.
Politics.
Now we're cleaning up cookie residue.
But this is a clown show.
Does it? Okay. Before we go off this quick topic, quick question: does this help or hurt us? That's what you often asking. But as far as the platform.
See, that's an amazing question.
Are we going to have to pay for this?
That's an amazing question.
Just like for niggas who because it's always motherfucker, clean it up.
No, that's an amazing question.
Clean it. It's always a war or something.
And that's
is it going to be a war on us? I don't even higher-ups?
I don't even know. I don't even know the answer to that because you're right. Like, I don't even know if doing all this to him is even beneficial anymore. Because, look, do I agree that he can't just do whatever he wants? Yes. I agree he can't do that. Can I also acknowledge the fact that this is also making us as a country look god awful? Terrible. I can acknowledge that as well. So I don't know. I don't know like where or if there is a middle ground here. I don't know. I don't know. I just know the past 5 years, 6 years has been a fucking
Biden got it in 2020?
Clown show. Yeah.
So he only got about a year and a half left or something.
It's been a fucking clown show. And I'm not a big Biden guy either, but he's trying to clean up the clown show, but
he keep falling off fucking bikes and shit.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm also not a fan of us pretending like Biden not senile. The man falls off bikes. The man forgets who he's talking to. The man, that's why I'm not a political guy. Because y'all not gonna put, and now look, has Biden done some good eventually? Sure. But I'm also gonna acknowledge for the first year and a half, I don't think the guy even knew what was going on. Both of those things can be true also.
I think Biden died 6 years ago, and this is Mike Pence in a skin suit. And that's,
All right,
and that's where I'm gonna leave.
yeah, this is we're gonna leave politics alone. So this actually no segue at all, but I was on Twitter, I believe. I was on something.
Okay.
I was on some type of social media, and I saw somebody. I don't know if it was the artist themselves or somebody reposting something of an artist, something like that. But basically, it was a song, and the genre was emo trap hip hop. That's what they described it as, emo trap hip hop, and that led me down a bit of a rabbit hole to find out that yes, emo trap hip hop is a thing.
It's real?
It is a thing with multiple artists claiming that their music represents that. So that rabbit hole leads me to this question. Are there just way too many fucking genres?
Yes.
In just music, period?
Yes.
Like, does everything need a sub category?
So, innately, as humans, that's what we do. We put things in boxes because it just makes us think less and we're comfortable. But I think outside of that, people also fail to realize this is the first time that any of this shit is going on with technology and music, because you could just create something fast as fuck. So you want to put a name on it, but nothing's really been new under the sun. It's either you're adding a sound or taking it away. So like Timbaland probably sounded like somebody else 25 years ago and shit, but then he probably took a sound away and then put something else. And then it was just like, that's what Timbo sounds was. So back then, you knew what a Scott Storch beat sound like, a Timbaland beat, DJ Cal, you knew that. Now it's like everybody's meshing everything together because they want that microwavable effect of being hot fast. Like emo trap hip hop. What the fuck? How are you niggas so sad trapping but still got time for bars? Your serotonin and the dopamine levels won't even allow it. Cut the fucking bullshit out. You should have stayed in fucking goddamn Bible study with Mima, but you decided to do perks in the janitor's closet, and now you come up with this bullshit. It's too much. It's just too much because all of it is just like, it's not here to last, bro.
It's and that's my fear.
So who give me an artist, example of an artist that would be like,
I can't. I can't, and that's kind of was my point, where I am concerned that we have just. I'm concerned that people are just referring to hip hop as everything.
Ooh, you don't even think it's hip hop?
No. I don't believe just because you take some trap drums off of a pack that you found on YouTube.
Exactly.
That you're making hip hop music. And I'm not even the gatekeeper like, oh, it has to be, uplifting, or it has to be whatever, but like, also, it has to be something. Right? Like hip hop is an art form that tells you something.
Yes.
Whatever the artist wants you to know, it tells you something. I feel we've gotten to the point where all these subgenres and genres, like, it all means nothing now. Like, it's all
the accessibility
the same
ruined.
Words
Ruined.
And concepts that are just being told on different sounds. And when I say substance, I'm not even talking like I need the hip. Like, I love Drake.
He doesn't. Oh yeah.
Drake, but I love Drake because of the artistry. Like, Drake is hip hop, even when he's doing, like, even with the last album. That's hip hop.
Good out. Yeah.
That's hip hop. Is it hip hop blended? Sure. But that's hip hop.
You know what? I was listening to Rakim the other day. I ain't no joke. And I'm listening to it. And it's like you said, he was listening. As I'm listening to it, I was like, she's telling a story. The bars, the character just behind it. And I think what it is because of technology, these niggas think they just can become great overnight. And they're doing it so young. So they not even really, they're not living what they're, not that you have to, but goddamn.
So I actually disagree. I think that's actually the problem now. I think now these young kids are too much living out their raps. And that's why all these rappers are getting shot or ended up in jail. Are those rappers or a nigga that that's a great debate. Now that's a great point.
I'm the nigga to say
point.
You niggas, and you as an artist, I'm a nigga to say you niggas have to understand, like, just cause that's what I'm saying, yo, you could just walk in the fucking store and buy some shit.
Are you an artist or are you somebody that raps?
That raps.
But because to me, and I think that this is the key part that a lot of people miss, right? You can think of all the actual popular artists. And when I mean actual, I mean artists that we actually know, right? 21 Savage, Migos, Baby, Gunna. And I'm just using newer acts, just, more relevant people. Future, whoever, right? They are popular, they got popular because of what they were saying in their stories, right? Now, are those stories trap? Are they talk, whatever, fine. But clearly, the overall music listener, the overall person who consumes music can genuinely tell the difference between somebody who just made up these lyrics and somebody who is for real. And the reason we know that, and the reason we know that's a fact, because how many people do you know, because I can name you a bajillion, how many people do you know that rap or talk the same way as Baby, Gunna, and all these people I just mentioned, 21, and are still in their hometowns doing not a goddamn thing, right? And now I don't want to blanket this because obviously there's a lot of things that go into making an artist, right? So again, nuance here. I don't want the dum-dum to hear this and be like, oh well, you should know that you need this, and that. Of course you do.
That's a good point though.
Of course you do, right? Like that's just common sense.
We valid.
But there's also the factor of, listen, I know people who have a lot of money back them and they don't do nothing. Prime example, if anyone's ever seen the Big Meech story, right? There was before they took on Jeezy, they had the other dude, Blue Da Vinci.
Yes.
Blue Da Vinci had almost $2 million budget off street money.
Yeah. He was before
Jeezy.
Yeah.
Anybody know who Blue Da Vinci is?
You gotta have to.
If you ain't know the BMF story, did you know who Blue Da Vinci is?
Yeah.
Now, do you know who fucking Young Jeezy is?
Yeah, good point.
So just because you have the money behind you does not mean you're going to blow. There has to be some sort of genuine connection between the artist and the listener, right? And I think all these ridiculous subgenres that are trying to create this ungenuine connection by putting a box and saying, hey, because to me, it's just like saying, hey, here's a box. If you think you fit in this box, come join me. Right? And just that alone almost defeats the fucking purpose of making music. That defeats the purpose.
Are those niggas talented? Like,
I don't know what talent means anymore.
Exactly. Like, it's so hard.
You're asking me what talent means? I don't know. Singers can't sing. Ooh. So what's talent? Today on Twitter, I'm not going to say the person's name. I'm not going to say the person's name because we don't just bash people here. But there was a female singer. I don't think she's, I guess she's like a pop singer or whatever. I don't really know too much about her. But she was doing some live singing. I guess she was trying to sing a song that was popular. I guess she was doing her own rendition of it. It's probably the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. And this person is a singer.
You said live?
Live. This is a singer. Not a rapper, not a the cross between rapper sing, like a genuine pop singer.
And they have this person.
And their live performance was god awful.
That's
god awful. So I don't know what talent means anymore. I truly don't. I don't know where the line is for talent. To be honest.
Does the audience care anymore?
No.
That's
no.
That's
no.
the thing.
But I will also argue, I don't know if the audience ever really cared.
I disagree. We came from James Brown. We came from Lionel. Yo, I was listening to Big Luther the other fucking day.
But
acapella. Who now? So now we getting into that right quick before we end this. Is R&B in a state of emergency? Like you said as a singer.
No.
I listened to Big Luther.
No.
And I wanted to fucking cry. It was like
I'm actually very happy with the state of R&B.
Big Luther.
Hold on.
God.
Before we do anything else.
Damn it,
R.I.P. Big Luther. One of the greatest to ever do it. We're not gonna just overwalk Big Luther. Dance to My Father is still one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. And don't get me started with Never Too Much. But I think I'm actually very happy with the state of R&B just because I think between like 2000 and maybe 4 or 5, between 2005 and maybe about 2015, I thought R&B was absolutely dead. Like dead. And the reason I felt it was dead because there was no growth. There was no growth. There was you
would say it's more growth now?
Yes. And I mean growth as in the evolution of sound, right? So the guys like Brent Faiyaz, right? I'm Black or Six Lack, whatever his name is. I'm blanking on the other dude who did Trap Soul, Bryson Tiller. And we can keep Division. I could go Blast.
I see
another dude out of Cali.
Would you say Russ? Does he teeter those lines?
He's a blender. He's a blender. I don't think Russ gets the credit either, but I wouldn't consider him an R&B act.
He's from Jersey.
Yes, he is.
Shout out Russ.
You know what? Self-made too. And actually,
his credit. His fucking roses.
Not only shouts to Russ, but also prayers to him. This is off topic here, but he actually had to cancel his European tour.
Why?
He says he's going through a lot of family stuff, a lot of mental health stuff right now, so he canceled it. But you know what? Shout out to him. Shout out to him for especially
prayers up.
And I know for artists, it's extremely hard to take time off, and I think everyone doesn't realize when you're an artist, there's no such thing as time off because you think your day is time off, but you don't understand. Like, in order to be an artist, you, for the most part, in a night, you're probably recording 5-10 records. So, I mean, just because you're seeing all the flash and glamour, well, you also have to wake up at 8 a.m., go do this interview, go home, probably get something to eat, see your side John, fly to Dallas, go. Then you got to record with Diddy and whoever.
I have a show.
And then you got a show, but then you got to hit the club afterwards. So, like, I think people just, it's people just, if you're a celebrity, you can't have anything going wrong with you. So fine, whatever. But definitely praise up, shouts out to him.
A lot with that.
Just to get back on topic there. So I think with the new R&B guys, the new R&B acts, I say thank God for the evolution. And I know a lot of people, because R&B is such a touchy, I don't want to say touchy, but like it means so much to people. Because
rhythm and blues,
and that's where we grew up with, right? Our fathers, our forefathers, our mothers, our foremothers, like that's where they come from. So especially us, millennials per se, and I can say some of the young guys now are catching on to it. But R&B means a lot to us. So I can see, but I just think, change is bad for most people. I think people hate change. So the change in the atmosphere and the vibe and everything, I get it. But no, I wouldn't say it's in a state of emergency or death. I just think, I think it's not popular anymore because everything is trap.
Yeah. Everything's a subgenre.
Or if it's not trap, a subgenre of trap.
Of trap.
Because now there's 50 million subgenres of trap. But before we get out of here, one last thing. We're staying away from politics, but this is such big news, I got to bring it up one more time. My boy Joey B., Joe Biden bought my vote.
What are you doing?
He finally, and you know what? A lot of people upset that Joe Biden bought my vote, But it's about goddamn time
What'd he do?
one of these presidents buy my fucking vote. Joe Biden has officially announced he will be slashing $10K of student loan debt for all Americans making under $125,000.
Oh shit.
So if you are one of the people like me who went to college for no damn reason, because I was lied to and told I was going to make a great future from it, which I guess I kind of did, but I also argue it wasn't because of college at all. We getting some bread back.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel? How do you feel about Biden buying my vote?
I'm torn because I can read. And I take advantage of that. And I think he was also one of the niggas who said that he he stated that bill that college debt is one of the only forms that you can't file bankruptcy on.
No, well that existed already.
But
That's always been a thing.
Before he was president though.
Oh yeah. That's always been a thing.
So it's
you mean like he in the Senate he was pushing for that? Oh, gotcha.
So it's kind of like, growing up, it's the neighbor who let you come over and play with the cool toys, but then he wants you to give him a fucking hand job. And then you turn 18 and you're like, no more fucking hand jobs, Bill. And he's like, all right, I'm sorry.
No, I feel all that.
I get it.
I feel all that, but guess what? In my eyes, guess what? You know how many gun lobbyists, how many oil lobbyists, how many energy lobbyists, renewable energy, how many of these big wig shadow people that we don't know who the names are, spending bajillions of dollars in all these elections so that these politicians can do what they want them to do.
It
is about time
that they actually
one of these presidents, politicians, whoever, bought King Solomon's vote. Because King Solomon ain't been getting a goddamn thing from none of these people for damn near 30 years. So you know what, Joey B? Great job.
He did it.
The man bought my vote. The man has bought my vote.
Shout out Joey B for doing something big.
Joey B, smart move. You bought yourself a good amount of couple votes. And I hope we get more of that. I hope these politicians realize, maybe instead of buying these lobbyist votes, maybe I'll buy some of the people's votes.
That's it. Make it make sense.
That's all. Because you're doing it anyway. You're doing it anyway.
You might as well make it make sense for the people. And I just got one thing for Joey B. If you want to do cardio, walk fast. Stay off fucking bikes, things with wheels. Hell, treadmill it. Just play it safe, brother.
Just play it safe, brother. Another amazing episode. Thank you all for joining us again. Make sure you like, subscribe,
hit that fucking bell.
Hit the bell. You get it. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
This has been No Free Game Podcast.
No free game.
King Solomon, The Big Jew Show. We'll be back.